Good morning, everybody. My name is Rick Grinham. I'm going to be your MC this morning. I'd ask you all to please rise for a moment while our dignitaries arrive. Please be seated. Okay. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome all of you to Branch 28 Royal Canadian Legion. It's a real pleasure for us on behalf of the President and the membership of our Legion. We are so privileged to be here today and to celebrate in this honor that these two gentlemen are going to be bestowed upon. It's my pleasure to introduce this morning, from the village of Cumberland, Mayor Leslie Baird. From 19 Wing Comox, Lieutenant Colonel Keith Stewart. Master Warrant Officer Stan Burkus. And from John Duncan's office, Rita Hatfield. Our Zone Commander for the Royal Canadian Legion, Jim Dyack. President of Branch 28, Ward Harrison. Vice President of Branch 28, Joe Rogers. And our Padre, Ted Elderman. We're so delighted to be here. The first thing on the agenda would be the playing of both the Canadian and the French national anthems. So I'd ask all of you to, again, rise for the playing of the national anthems. We'll now have 2 minutes of silence for the fallen. Please stay standing. Thank you. Padre.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Thank you, Padre. This morning, we are here to recognize the Legion of Honor, and its full name is the National Order of the Legion of Honor. It is a French order established by Napoleon Bonaparte on the 19th of May, 1802. The order is the highest decoration in France and is divided into 5 categories or degrees: Knight, Officer, Commander, Grand Officer, and Grand Cross. Grand Cross, the President of France is the holder of the Grand Cross. On a personal note, I think it's really interesting because I owe a debt of gratitude to both of these gentlemen, because I was born in London, England on the 25th of July, 1944, 48 days after D-Day. So I have a personal debt of gratitude to both of them. Now we have a couple of things. We do have the family as a reading, and we also have John Duncan was unfortunate, cannot be here because of a personal medical matter that he's dealing with, but his representative Rita is here. Would you like to read the things right now? Come on down.
Thank you for having me here today. On behalf of Mr. Duncan, I congratulate you. I'm just going to read a note that he wrote to both James and Bryson. Dear Mr. Whyte, I would like to congratulate you today on receiving the National Order of the Legion of Honor for your service in the Battle of Normandy by the French government. I understand this order, which was established by Napoleon Bonaparte on May 19, 1802, is the highest decoration that can be bestowed in France and is divided into the 5 ranks or degrees, as you mentioned. Today, to mark the 70th anniversary of the Battle of Normandy, France has honored you with the rank of Cavalier, or Knight. You exemplify the courage, resilience, and strength that the Canadian war veterans demonstrated while fighting on D-Day and in the Battle of Normandy. I, along with all Canadians and the people of France, thank you for your service. I would like to commend you again on your dedication to your country and congratulate you once again on being awarded the Battle of Normandy's 70th anniversary French Legion of Honor Medallion. John Duncan, Privy Council, MP, Vancouver Island North. Thank you.
We'll now hear something from the family.
Thank you very much, Mr. Grinham. Good morning, Your Worship, Mayor Leslie Baird, Lieutenant Colonel, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sister. We're here today to witness the closing of a chapter of world history that thankfully most of us will never fully appreciate. Nearly 71 years ago, an armada like the world has never seen before or since crossed the English Channel to begin the liberation of Europe from the oppression of the Third Reich. Filling many of those landing craft were the young men coming from the largest cities to the small farm communities and mining communities. There were many who answered the call from the Comox Valley. 2 of them are here today to be formally recognized by the Republic of France. The ambassador of France to Canada wrote, "The Legion of Honor is the highest national order of France and illustrates the profound gratitude that France would like to express to you. It is awarded in recognition of your professional involvement in the liberation of our country. Through you, France remembers the sacrifice of all of your compatriots who came to liberate French soil, often losing their lives in the process. He concludes, "Please allow me to express once more France's respect for your contribution to the combat that led to the liberation of my country. Two of Dad's regiment that lie in Normandy are named on the arch outside this door. John Bryden and Doug Etherington. To you, with failing hands, we throw the torch. The time has come in our history when the torch of remembrance is passed to the next generations. It will be our task, nay, our duty, to safeguard and perpetuate the memory of, not only to those who fell, but those who went away as young men and came back forever changed. Life after the war wasn't easy, nor was a return to civilian life. The memories of the incomprehensible death and destruction just didn't wash off. Veterans were told, do something you enjoy. It is understandable that my Uncle Bryson and father, each in their own way, became builders. Skills learned in wartime were applied to peacetime. They both worked in construction after the war. Dad continued to work with heavy equipment, and Bryson took teacher's training so that he might share his love of woodworking with others. To Piper Bill Whyte, my personal appreciation for tuning up the old pipes. After 100 years, these pipes are one of 3 sets known to exist. The most famous belonging to Piper James Richardson Victoria Cross, who fell near Courcelette in World War I. His pipes, Piper Richardson's that is, are housed in the BC legislature, having been recovered from the battlefield in 1917. The kilt that Bill wore today was worn by Major Art Constable when Dad was signed up in the Canadian Scottish. The tune was going to be a reel, but that was not a reel. Piper Richardson played a reel, a rather unusual tune really in a battlefield, as he played up and down the outside of the wire and rallied the troops and inspired them to overtake their objective. His Victoria Cross was awarded posthumously. On behalf of our families, and particularly my dad and my uncle, I'd like to extend a special thank you to the comrades of Branch 28 of the Royal Canadian Legion. Comrades Ward Harrison and Tom Miller visited my dad and uncle and filled out the applications for the medal and submitted them to Ottawa. All the arrangements for today were made by comrades Rick Grinham, Ward Harrison, and Joe Roger. Thank you to Her Worship Mayor Bear for taking the time making the time in her schedule to make the presentations. And a thank you to everyone for coming today and making this a special day for my Uncle Bryson and father. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And now invite Mayor Leslie Baird and Lieutenant Colonel Stewart to come forward.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to present these medals to these gentlemen to induct you into the Legion of Honor of France. On behalf of the Village Council and Cumberland, we are so very proud of your service to our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
As you've heard before, this is the highest honor that France can give. Unfortunately, the Consulate General for France in Vancouver could not be here. He has 46 medals to award in Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. But in total, there are 500 Legion of Honor recipients in Canada. And these are probably the only two brothers in that whole mix. And I think we can all be so extremely proud of them because we enjoy our freedom today for what they did for us. And we should recognize that all the time. And again, on behalf of Branch 28, we are so happy to be part of this process. Thank you. And if you'd all please join me in standing and congratulating these two gentlemen. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your service to Canada.
Well, I guess it was a great adventure. Well,
Yeah. Well, you guys are heroes as far as I'm concerned. Thank you.
I never felt it.
No, I know, but you are. You gave freedom to France and you gave freedom to Canada.
It's simple.
Thank you. Yeah. 16, then. 16. Whatever. We're okay. Yeah. Thank you for fighting. Thank you.
You were smiling in your head.